You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
Feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together. Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey, folks! Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wooldog, sitting with my buddy, Kev Huggin Duggin.
Oh my God, the draft is upon us.
Finally, and let's not forget Kyle, the Coach Duggin.
It's me.
He's speechless,
It's
folks.
me, Mario.
He's got nothing.
Welcome back,
gang.
Kyle. Welcome back.
Hey.
We missed you.
Feels
Yeah,
good to
welcome
be
back,
back.
by the way. Yeah, this is Kyle's return from Cancun. Did everything go as according to plan?
Montezuma did not come back for revenge.
Let's go.
We were in
It's
the
a win
clear.
right there. Take the
Stay-
dub.
Stayed on
Wunderbar.
resort. Didn't drink the water. We were good to go.
Muy
Excellent.
bueno.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, folks, obviously this is a big episode. We've got lots to talk about because this is the episode right before the draft. So lots to talk about. We've got a Bolt beat lined up and an Ask Boltfam. So let us waste no time and first talk about the draft. That's right. Charger Chat will be in attendance. I don't know what to expect. I've never been to a draft event before in my life.
Me neither.
I've only seen it on TV, so I have no idea if this is going to be the best time ever or just like a sea of people. Like
I think it's going to be a little bit of everything you just said.
yeah.
I'm excited. We just had our little meeting with the Chargers about all the stuff that's
Yes.
going to go down. So I'm freaking excited. It's going to be rad.
It's so
Yeah,
official
so good.
now.
I know. It's
After
officially
having
official.
that meeting, it was just like, oh gosh, so many rules to abide by. I gotta make sure my
Yeah.
shoelaces are tied just right.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah, so we're all super excited to go there and can't wait to see everything in motion. So just a couple of notes, folks, for this upcoming episode. If you want to be a part of Ask Boltfam next week, try to get your questions in before the end of day 2 because
Friday.
Friday. So we're going to have a pretty crazy schedule. There's all of us kind of coming to town. Kyle's flying in, flying out. Kevin's eventually going to be going overseas. He's going to be doing
all
that
within,
stuff
like,
again.
3 days.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a really wild time. So we're going to try to record a little bit earlier. So if you have a question for Ask Boltfam, we'll get a post out, but just know that we're going to need it by the end of day 2, Friday.
Yeah.
And then if you want to see anything that we're going to be doing at the draft, please follow us on Instagram, Charger Chat Podcast. I'm going to be doing a ton of behind the scenes stuff for the draft. And if you want any more additional stuff for the draft, any more like actual like produced content, we've got our Patreon, folks, and we're going to be putting a lot
Got some
up
plans.
there for Patreon. Yeah, lots of plans. Some of us might pass out from some of these plans. We'll have to wait and see if you want to see it.
Yeah.
You're
Some of
going to
them
go to
we-
patreon.com.
We made some adjustments to plans, and
Yeah.
one of us might die.
The stakes were raised, let's just say, a little bit.
Oh, God.
Double down a little bit. Yeah, for
A little
sure.
bit.
So check out our Patreon, patreon.com/chargerchat. And without further ado, let's get to it here, folks. Speaking of upping the stakes, NFL fans who drink the most, average drinks per game. This came out recently via Sports Shandle or Sports Handle.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Sports
I'm gonna
Handle.
I'm gonna go sport shandle.
Shandle.
It's way better.
I prefer that actually. The sport
Yeah.
shandle.
That's way cooler.
They took a tally, I guess, of how many average drinks per game the fans drink in these teams. Chargers came in at number 7.
Technically, we tied for
That's top
5th.
10.
Oh, tied. Oh, okay. Yeah, we tied for 5th.
Technically,
Sure.
so you guys putting in
Yeah,
some
Olympic
work.
rules.
We're
Proud of you guys.
Think about it this way: like, there's a lot of people that go and don't drink. So to get that
That's
average
true.
up there, there's some heavy drinkers.
You're welcome.
There's some putting back 10
Middle of
drinks a
the
game.
road, we're at 4.4. Yeah,
That's
the
the
Bengals.
average, you know.
The nod in the fourth quarter. Those people
Yeah.
were putting up the quota for you for sure.
Because beers get shut down after 3. So you're putting back
That's a
7
good
drinks in 3 quarters. That's aggressive.
Serious.
So way to go.
We're proud of you.
we
But
made the list.
It's Bengals is one. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's cool. That's what they're professional drinkers. Then
Yeah,
Ravens
and by a lot too.
so-
They've won by a pretty good margin.
Almost a whole nother drink.
These are all really cold places. So these are places that alcohol is required to stay warm during games.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we don't
yes.
have that excuse. We're just really good at it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right.
We also
well,
tailgate. We have better tailgate cities.
I was going
it
to
feels
ask if
like.
you think the tailgate kind of
Yeah.
follows in with this. I want to know who's number 32. Who's going to these games and not drinking? Like who's
What
coming
team?
in at like
What is the
one?
softest team? This is a good question.
This is a great
Yeah,
question.
I don't know who.
I want to say Cardinals, but I don't know. Arizona is kind of filthy.
Yeah. The whole state.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
If you're from
whole-
Arizona, let us know. Is it filthy there?
Yeah, yeah. I wonder who the softest drinking team. That's pretty. That's
That
interesting.
would have been a more
That's
interesting
almost
tweet.
more interesting than the most drinks.
Because that's the
Exactly.
game you want to go
Yeah.
to. You get probably less chance of getting in a fight at those
Just
games.
kind
I'll drink
people,
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a king amongst you
Well, I'm
people.
bringing in my 4.4,
I
bitch.
rule this land.
Also, no lines. No lines at the
Exactly. Easiest place to get a beer.
We'll have to find out. Let's email Sports Shandle if we can.
Sports channel for the win.
Well, big news that came out between last episode and this one. Chargers signed a 1-year deal with Jalen Guyton to $1.08 million. We talked about them signing last episode,
Yeah.
but we didn't know the dollar amount. Kevin threw out about $1 million.
Millie.
It turned out he was right on the money.
Close.
Yeah, $1.08 million
Close.
salary, $76,000 signing bonus to be paid by May 15th, and $4,500 per game active roster bonus, which is up to an extra $76,500. So
Come on, that's
I
solid,
just-
man.
For what he is capable and could do, this is
Yeah.
a crazy cheap contract for
Yeah.
what his production could be.
It really does feel like a win-win too for both sides, right? Jalen
Oh,
Guyton
huge.
coming off the ACL injury, he's not going to go get a big deal anywhere. He knows Justin Herbert. He knows that he is that guy in our offense because we don't have anybody else as of right now.
Mm-mm.
So he gets to walk in here on a prove it deal, make $1 million on a place he's comfortable, and try to prove himself and go get a big contract next year. So,
Yeah.
and for the Chargers, you're not handcuffed now in the draft or like secondary free agency. You have your guy for cheap, and it's a great 1-year buffer because the wide receiver room is just going to be a crazy evolution with what we did with Keenan and Mike's contracts, pushing them back a year and how much we owe them next year.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those guys is going to be gone. So there's going to be kind of an overhaul in that room next year anyway. So this
Right.
1-year deal at least gets you that buffer to there.
It gives them
Yeah.
a little depth too. We just need some depth because they don't have a lot of.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of like guys that have production and have done stuff for us in the past on
Yeah.
the roster right now. So this is just like a bonus. This feels like the cherry on top. So I'm really happy that we got him set up, and for that little is pretty good for the team.
Yeah,
Big
solid.
time. Daniel Pomper tweeted out the Chargers GM Tom Telesco said he has enjoyed using some online mock draft simulators. I've probably gone through 25, 30 times just going through different scenarios to see if something could pop up that we're not prepared for.
Even the real GMs are using this shit now. This is
Look at
crazy. Look at us.
General managers, we're just like them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is interesting that for a general manager to say like, yeah, I mean, if he, I mean, he can't say he would pop onto fantasy football because that probably breaks some kind of gambling,
Yeah.
some kind of rule
Right,
that he'd
right.
get
Which
suspended
that's some
for 6
crazy
games.
news happened.
I know,
on
we
that
saw
this week.
that.
Yeah.
So to know that he does go on a mock draft simulator and actually just to see like, hey, what could possibly happen? What player
Yeah.
could we end up with and be prepared for? Should that player end up getting there? Pretty interesting.
Yeah. That's
Um,
crazy.
It is crazy. And then Daniel Popper also tweeted out Chargers GM Tom Telesco said the hope is that cornerback JC Jackson will be ready to participate in training camp.
Who saw this coming?
No way.
Not me at
No.
all. Even a
Every-
conversation like this is crazy that he's saying that.
Absolutely. Every doctor was probably saying that like he's just lucky to be alive. Like he's,
Yeah.
you know, just it's that he'll probably never play football again. And if he does, he's probably going to lose a step or something like that. But the fact that he's now going to be ready potentially for training camp.
Ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's huge.
It's great for a roster for sure. That's just like we dumped so much money into him, and for him not even to the thought of him to be available is like it's crazy because I had written him off like halfway. We're not going to get him back for a very long time, and this is way exciting like development that no one's really talked about JC yet. So the fact that he came out and said that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was such a disappointment last year, and I'm not disappointed in the guy because obviously he wasn't trying to get injured. In fact, he was doing everything to not be injured by getting that surgery that he had in the preseason. Tried to come out and be 100%, and then all of a sudden, bam, gets hit with this injury. So to know that the guy is still fighting to get back out there and to prove that he was worth every penny that we paid him for, even though it didn't really work out last season, he's going to make damn Skippy sure that whatever happens this season, he's going to give it his 110%. And I'm so excited to see this guy hit the field.
100%.
All right. Well, that is it for the news, folks. But with the draft coming up this Thursday, we decided to have a quick 3-round mock draft between Kevin and Kyle.
I
waited I could do it too,
an entire offseason to do this. You get one and only from us.
Yeah,
on these
you get
mock
one
drafts.
shot.
It feels like we need to just give in and start doing more of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I look forward to as a listener and as a Charger fan. I'm looking to all the sources, like, what do you guys think you're getting? Who do you think is going to fall? And it's like, it's just fun to hear different people's opinions. We're all going to be wrong. Yeah. Like, it's just the reality of it. We're probably all going to be wrong. But it's fun. And the more that I looked into it, the more I'm like, oh my God, I do not envy our GM's job at all. Like Tommy T,
so many options.
So much going on, dude. Like, I think of my fantasy draft every year, and I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. Who's the best available?
Yeah.
Who's got the highest rating? So
yeah.
So without further ado, let's start this off. Who should host this event?
I think maybe a German.
It's a German named Roger Goodell. Welcome everyone to the 2023 NFL Draft. Picking round one for the Chargers, we start off with Kyle the Coach Duggin. Kyle, who is your pick in round one?
Okay, so that voice that's a tough lead in. It's hard to follow.
You're welcoming.
Okay, so
TikTok, motherfucker.
I'm on the clock.
You're on the clock, bitch.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go fast. Here's the problem. I picked 2 guys in the first round.
You can't do that. Instant disqualification.
No.
Red card.
I picked 2.
You can't pick 2. You pick one of the 2.
No, this is almost like I picked one, but there's no chance of him being there. So my real pick, I'll do my real pick.
Don't blow the other one because that might be my actual pick. So just pick one and then we'll circle back around.
If this is your actual pick, it's ridiculous because I don't think. Okay, whatever. All right. So my real pick.
You know how I roll.
TikTok.
My real pick that I think has a real chance of being there for us to choose and is like an immediate game changer for us on offense is Zay Flowers, wide receiver out of Boston College. I just think he gives you what our offense. It's just what we need. The guy over the top's great. I need the guy that can catch a swing pass and go for 100. I need the guy that can run underneath, draw linebackers up because they have to respect his speed. You could dump him on a 5-yard pass and he gets 15, 20 yards. Like that's the guy that we need right now that we just don't have. So I think with Justin Herbert's looming contract, you got to start drafting for need a little bit more than maybe best available. We got to start getting guys that can get in there and play right away. I think Zay Flowers is going to be an instant impact on our offense.
Fantastic pick, Kyle. Good job. Thanks for keeping it to just one, you silly beach. Now picking in round one is Kev Huggin Duggin. Kev, who's it going to be?
Oh, thank you. So I said this months ago, and I have not wavered off of this. I still feel really good about this pick. He does 2 things. It's Michael Mayer, Notre Dame, tight end. I think he's going to be a great receiver, great option there. But what he's going to bring that we haven't had a tight end do for us since Hunter Henry really is block. is really get in there and make this run game better. So one player that can do two things to make our offense better. I would not be mad with Kyle's pick whatsoever, because that's exactly what you want. But I think this is like another area of need that can make us better, and maybe two facets on our offense.
What I like about Michael Mayer, and I'm not like, I think that would be sick to get him in the first two. What I like is when you have a tight end, the whole point of the tight end is when he's on the field, it's not a dead giveaway. Right now, our tight ends are a dead giveaway based on who's on the field. You know it's a run or a pass.
Yeah.
The whole point of that position is you can fake the run and play action, and then he can squeak out and get open. We don't have that guy. Gerald Everett's on the field. You're not like, oh, run. You know, like your eyes on that guy because he's going downfield. Or like Gerald, like it's just like, I don't know. It's too one dimensional. The Michael Mayer pick, he's such a good blocker. That's what makes him a good receiver. Whereas some people try to look at Kincaid like he's a great wide receiver, and he is. But there's no element of
there's a Gerald
like,
Everett element to him.
Right.
I like the idea of two tight end sets where you have Mayer and Everett on the field at the same time. Like,
right.
Whoa, what's going to happen there? You really have to be prepared. So that's why I like Michael Mayer. I just think he's going to make our offense better all around.
Yeah, I like that. Can I give my 1B?
The caveat.
Okay. This guy's not going to be there, but it feels like a Derwin James-esque type of potential if he falls there, is Brian Branch, the safety out of Alabama. Guy is a freak. I mean, our defense, our DBs are pretty scary if that guy falls to us at 21. So if he's there, you let go of everything, best available, take that guy.
Very good. Thank you, boys, for your round one picks, but those are the easy ones. Everybody has a round one pick. How many people have a round two pick? Let's find out. Kyle's a Coach Duggin. Who is your round two pick?
I'm first again, the German man.
It goes back and forth, my friend.
We can snake if you like.
Would you like a snake? A snake and a schnitzel?
Slippery snake. Snake and a schnitzel.
Hit me with the snake. I want to hear Kevin's.
Oh, here comes the snake. Then he pulls the snake card. Kevin, I'm sorry. It's now your turn.
Let's go.
It's the reverse Uno.
So this is reverse. This is similar to what Kyle did the first round. I think Jalen Hyatt round two. Similar to Flowers in terms of speed and what he's capable of doing. It's kind of hard with the, projecting what they did in college versus what they're going to be. Basically, in my opinion, Jalen Hyatt has just as good potential as Zay Flowers for us. I think that it's one of those kind of like thing where you don't really know until you have him on the team and he's practicing in that. So I think they have similar abilities, and I think getting him in the second round, you're basically getting a similar version of what Zay Flowers is. Maybe not at the production in college, but I think a good option there for sure, and can help with that speed that we have been lacking for a long time.
Very good. Thank you for that pick. Now back to you again, Kyle. Round two. Hit us with your best shot.
Okay. Yeah. So me and Kevin kind of flip-flopped. He went tight end round one, wide receiver second. I went wide receiver one, tight end two. So I just looking at the guys that are available in that range. Sam Laporta, the tight end out of Iowa. Iowa tight ends, man. I just love that. I love Big Ten football. I don't know. They're tough guys that like to get in and block. That has that George Kittle vibe, like laughing while blocking type of energy. So yeah, a guy that can catch, a guy that can block, maybe not at the elite level of a Mayer, but tight end round two for me just feels like the value pick. I feel like the tight end the position has a little bit more depth, is what a lot of people are saying in this draft. So being able to get your first round, I think Zay Flowers is a stud type of guy, and then still be able to pick up a guy that could come in and be the guy pretty much right off the bat, and a Sam Laporta at tight end. So that's who it's cool to get in round two.
Very nice.
It sounds very cool. It's good. I like. All right. Well, let's bring this puppy home, as they say. Round three pick. Let's go back.
Brings this Vina home.
Brings this Vina into home base. Kyle's the Coach Duggin. What is your round three pick?
Okay. So round three, this might be a little bit controversial because I thought we
love controversy.
There's some you need edge. There's still edge is a big position that a lot of people are mocking. Cornerback is a big mock position with Michael Davis being on his last year. I just think that running back room is eventually, even if Austin's back in a year, it's going to be a turnover. We need a running back one after this year. So if we decide to go free agent market, that's fine. But I think you take another shot and see if you can hit. I think Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA, a lot of people the buzz around him has been really big lately. I think that's just another local guy that you can get in a good position where you've addressed two big areas of need. If he's there, you take another shot. I really think at somewhere in this draft, we will take a shot at running back because of the Eckler kind of drama with us being like, we're not going to be able to meet your need. Even if he comes back disgruntled and plays a year, it's going to be a position that needs to be addressed. So I think if he's there, it's an intriguing option to be able to try to fill that eventual turnover.
Very intriguing with the Charbonnet. Thank you, Kyle. Kevin, take us home, little doggy, little dogshkin. What is your round 3 pick?
My round 3 pick, I'm going another Notre Dame guy. I think we get, and this is one of those that if he needs to fall a little bit, I think to land to us without us going up in the 3rd round. But Isaiah Foskey, edge from Notre Dame, I think that he could be really good. I was looking at some of his stats and looking at some of his highlights. Like, he was just a consistent guy. In 2021, 2022, both those years, he had 11 sacks. So he gets to the quarterback. He knows how to do it. I think he is getting beat up a little bit for some technique and maybe, some of those little things that people look at and then downgrade you, but he's just an all around good football player. So if he's available there in the 3rd round and does slip to us a little bit, that's who I'd like to see. I'd like to go tight end, go offense, and then we got to get in somebody behind the two as high paid players and on our team and, Bosa and Mac. So we need to get somebody that's not like a flyer to come in there and be ready to go.
Very good. Well, there you go, folks. That was 3 picks, 3 rounds of a mock drafting with your Charger Chat podcast with Kyle the Coach Duggin and Kev Huggin Duggin. Thank you, boys, so much. We'll see you at the draft. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Hans. Wow. Thank you for coming in and talking to Kevin, Kyle. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Gave me a little
Hans.
break. All right. Well, there you go, folks. 3 rounds. You can quit asking. Leave us alone.
If you disagree with us, that's okay.
Yeah, put it down in the comments. Let us know why.
Hey, there's
why
only
you
2 days. There's only 2 days to disagree with us, really, because we'll know.
But what if we
100%.
hit? What if we
one of
just
us
rolled the
hits?
dice and one of us hits all 3?
That would be pretty.
Never-
If we could hit
What
one,
happens?
though, that would
Yeah,
be
that's
pretty
true.
wild.
Honestly, if we hit even one, what happens? Something big has to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Round of
Yeah,
beers.
something-
I don't know.
Somebody's
Definitely.
Birthday
shotgunning
shot.
something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Somebody's shotgunning something.
So interesting. So Kyle, minus the branch pick, had 3 offensive guys.
players. Yeah, this just felt like that's where I don't know. I don't know how
I'm with
it
you.
kept happening.
Our offense struggled last year, and I think that's
It just feels like we're in an offensive league.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you score point. You got to score points. You got to keep up with Kansas City to win. Even if you have a great defense, they're going to score. They're going to score 30 points a game. So you got to be able to score with them. Now you can try to load up on defense and slow them down, but just doesn't feel like anyone can do that. So you might as well try to score with them. We have the quarterback to do it.
Take
Excellent.
Justin to Toys R Us. Let him pick whatever he wants,
Yep.
and let's get out on the field.
Write a blank check, please.
Bogo.
Let him go.
All
Blank
right.
check. That was a great movie. Give him a blank
It
check.
was a
movie.
blank.
Let him go buy whatever he wants, and then let's go win some Super Bowls.
There you go. Well, if you want to win some extra content, go on over to patreon.com/chargerchat. Check out all the funny videos we got over there. I am sad to say that the streak has ended. We don't have any new Patreon folks to shout out. I love shouting out everybody's name, and there's just no new names to shout out. So that's okay. You can go on over patreon.com/chargerchat. Check out all the funny stuff. I mean, we've got a little promo video to show you. Let's just do it. Let's just show it.
Let's go.
Oh, guten Tag. You've joined the Charger Chat Patreon. Good choice, by the way. Got another fun little video lined up for you guys.
Kevin.
Welcome to the second Zoom Hangout.
Kyle's here. What's up, Coach?
Look at the brisket.
Look at the brisket brothers
Yeah,
laughing.
look at them laugh at us. Driving 2 hours to meet Kyle in Vegas.
I had a 25 on 10. You hit it?
Welcome back to a Coach's Corner Hollywood edition. I stopped by Blockbuster again. I reached into the movie bin.
And it was me who was hurt in front of everybody.
This is Kevin's speech to Justin Herbert. I trusted you.
Kindles you buy. So go check it out, folks. Patreon.com/ChargerChat. And if you don't want to go over there, that's fine. You know, it's fine. We don't need a streak. We don't need no stinking streak.
Fine.
You can go on over to our regular website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we got over there. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers. You can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in the member section and ask questions in Ask Boltfam. So go check out chargerchat.com. All right, gang, time to go on to the next segment. It is our old buddy, Jason Reed at the Bolt Beat.
Boom.
Welcome back to another edition of The Bolt Beat. As always, I'm your host, Jason Reed, the acting editor over at boltbeat.com. Go check us out or follow us on Twitter at BB_Chargers. No check mark needed. Or you can follow myself at Each Year Reedies. It's been a little bit since I've talked here on the Charger Chat podcast. Someone may or may not have gotten caught up in the busy life of being a website editor and may or may not have forgotten to submit their video 2 weeks ago. I'm not pointing any fingers, but someone forgot to do that. But you know, it's okay. It was a little quiet on the Chargers front. Not a lot was going on. The Charger Chat guys, I mean, they're experts. They're professionals at this. You probably would rather hear them talk than my little monologue anyways. So there it is. But I'm back. I'm back because this is NFL Draft Week. The day of recording this, we are 4 days away from the first round. 3 days away. 4 days? 3 days away from the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft. And we still have no clue what the Chargers are going to do. So, you know, there were some Tom Telesco talks today. He talked to the media. I wanted to talk on that a little bit, but like, it's the draft, baby. We'll talk about draft week and we'll talk about what I think the Chargers are going to do in this draft. I've gone back and forth. I've done mock drafts on PFF, Consensus Mock Board, Pro Football Network, not Mock Draft Network, because they don't have, or the Draft Network, excuse me, because they don't have their mock draft machine this year. Kind of a big fumble by them. Oh, well. Done a lot of mock drafts and a lot of thinking, a lot of different directions this team could go. And I've landed on a position that I think undoubtedly is going to be the first round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. That being said, before I get into that, there is a little conversation I wanted to have with the podcast listeners. See what you guys think. Leave a comment, leave a review, 5-star review for Charger Chat with your opinions. If you agree with me, disagree with me. If you disagree, please still leave a 5-star review because Charger Chat's awesome and it helps to have those reviews. We had a little bit of a Twitter debate, me and some Bolt Beat followers on Twitter, that the Chargers should or should not, if they should or should not trade down with a team like the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2023 NFL Draft. So, you know, the Chiefs have been circled as a team that could potentially move down. They have moved down in the past. They actually moved down to pick 31 last year. So it's kind of, you know, ironic that the Chargers hold pick 31. And they also are potentially interested in Zay Flowers, who worked out one-on-one with Patrick Mahomes. Now, just because he worked out doesn't mean the Chiefs are guaranteed to draft him, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And if Zay Flowers is there at 21, the Chiefs might just pull the trigger, move up, trade a third and a fourth round pick to move up 10 spots to pick Flowers. It doesn't have to be Flowers. It could be someone else who slips in the draft. So I brought up the point that if the Chiefs offer something fair, which would be a third and a fourth round pick, I believe it's like pick 90, pick 122, whatever it is. It's very similar to what the package was last year that the Chargers should accept. Obviously, if there's a package that is better, they should accept it. If there is a player that they love, absolutely love, and cannot say no about, then they should just draft him. But if that situation presented itself and the Chargers think they can get a similar comp with the 31st overall pick, they should make the trade happen. That's my argument. Just because it's the Chiefs should not keep it from happening. Some Charger fans disagree with me. They say we shouldn't help a division rival. We shouldn't give them a player they really want, yada, yada, yada. I totally get that. I get that line of thinking. No one wants to help the Chiefs. I don't want to help the Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Don't get it twisted. That being said, it's Tom Telesco's job to maximize the Chargers. It is not Tom Telesco's job to worry about what the Chiefs are doing. Obviously, you want to keep an eye on things and you don't want to just like give the Chiefs, like you're not going to give Austin Eckler to the Chiefs for a 7th round pick. But, you know, if a trade makes sense for the Bolts and it's the best thing possible for the Bolts, it doesn't matter who the trade is with. You make the trade because the moment you start passing on what could be the best situation for the team just because it helps the division rival, that's when you're failing at your job. And that's what bad general managers do. They worry too much about what other teams are doing and not enough about their own operation in the building. So I think if that deal's there and it's the best deal and they don't love someone at 21 and they think they can get a similar player at 31, you make the trade happen every time. If it's not there, oh well. If that's a move back to the second round with the Raiders, you make that trade every time. If it's a trade down with the Colts or there's another team that has a bunch of early second round picks, whoever it is, if you have the possibility to move down, you take the best move down package. You don't tailor it. Could you ask for a little bit more from the Chiefs? Play a little leverage game because they're a rival? Sure. Should you outright not do the trade just because it's the Chiefs and then just forcefully pick someone at 21 you probably could have got at 31? No, I think that's bad roster building. That being said, I've landed on a position that the Chargers are going to draft the 2023 NFL draft in the first round. There's been a lot of back and forth. There's been talks about running back. Bijan Robinson falls, especially after the Dawson Eckler trade request. I like Tyjae Spears out of Tulane, I believe it is. I always get these colleges mixed up. There's hundreds of prospects. There's talk about an edge rusher. Maybe Nolan Smith falls. Maybe Miles Murphy falls. Maybe they reach a little bit for Will McDonald the fourth. There's been talk about defensive back. Brian Branch, Alabama, could play nickelback. Would be really good. Not saying he wouldn't be. Some people are even saying offensive line, which is like probably the most wild take I've seen on the internet. But hey, there's an argument to be made. Why not? Receiver, that's probably the most prominent that some fans want to see, whether it be Jordan Addison with his connection to the Chargers, whether it be, a speedster, whether it be Zay Flowers, who knows? I think the position the Chargers are ultimately going to draft in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft, whether it be a 21st overall pick, 31st overall pick, maybe it's their first pick in the second round. I think it's going to be a tight end. I really do. I think for multiple reasons. I think number one, Gerald Everett has one more year under contract. He is not going to be a long-term option. The Chargers are not going to be able to pay a tight end, even Gerald Everett money next year. Let's not forget that Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams take up, I believe it is, 56% of next year's salary cap. Not all those players are going to be on the team next year, but they are in a cap situation where they need cheap assets that can produce now. So you're probably not going to get Everett back for $5 million, $4 million, whatever it is, $6 million. And is Donald Parham going to be the starting tight end? Are we comfortable with that? I mean, I like Parham. I like him a lot, but he just was injury prone this last year. I shouldn't call him injury prone, but he was hurt for this last year. And I don't know if he's a tight end one. I kind of like him as a complementary piece. I like him as a tight end 3 with red zone potential this year if you draft a rookie tight end. Number 2, Kellen Moore's offensive system has been kind of predicated around 2 tight ends and having 2 really talented tight ends. So even if you get a rookie with Gerald Everett, there's still a lot of potential for that rookie to play a big role in the offense with Everett, and then even having Parham as your red zone threat, and then having McKitty kind of slide back and do more of a blocking role, Steven Anderson type role. That might be good for him after a bad sophomore season. He was good his rookie year in the chances he got. Maybe a little bit of a lesser role will help him, and then he could develop into that tight end 3 moving forward. Number 3, this class is pretty deep. Like, I know there's like a stigma with first round tight ends, but the reason why first round tight ends don't usually work is because there's not this much talent at the tight end position. Yes, there's more talent that can be had in the second, third, fourth rounds. I get there's like a Luke Schoonmaker. There's, these guys who might fall to round 2 and round 3 that people like, but the top end talent is the top end talent for a reason. And have we seen a trio of prospects of Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, and Darnell Washington like this at the tight end position? Probably not. My personal favorite's Dalton Kincaid, back issues aside. I think his pass catching is dynamic, but even Michael Mayer, I'd be okay with. I get the whole positional value thing and not wanting to take a position that has more value in later rounds. But at some point, you got to just take the best player, and the best player on the board might be a tight end, and it might really help the Chargers realize their long-term future. It gives them their starter once Gerald Everett leaves. It helps them realize their offensive potential now. And most importantly, a first round tight end would give you the 5th year rookie option, where you have 1 year of him being a depth option, and then you still have 4 more years under contract. The same argument can be made for edge rusher, because that's kind of the same situation. It'd be a depth piece that develops into a starter. But I kind of like the edge rushers in round 2 more than I like the tight ends. And I think this team is interested in drafting weapons for Justin Herbert. Yes, Brandon Staley's defensive head coach, but the Chargers have drafted an offensive player in the first rounds in both of his drafts. They're both on the offensive line. So they are committing their most premium picks to Justin Herbert in the offense, as they should. For that reason, I think they go offense. And then, yes, you're talking about wide receiver, tight end. This team really likes their wide receiver room, even with it being shallow, even with Jalen Guyton. They need help. They need a returner, yes, but they really like that top 3 and that 4th now. Are they really going to add a first rounder that they don't think might not even get snaps at all? Yes, you can make the case they will develop into a starter next year, just like the tight end position, but I think they're less high on tight end than receiver, which lends them to drafting a mid-round receiver for depth and then maybe addressing a first rounder next year, because first-round receivers can make more of an impact. Rookie tight ends don't blossom as well. So if you're turning over the tight end position next year and you need a rookie tight end to take over for Gerald Everett, they're not going to be as good as the second-year Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid. They're just not. It's just, it's hard to find these rookie tight ends that do really well. Even Kyle Pitts, he was good in his rookie year, but it takes some time. Whereas we get rookie receivers all the time have huge impact. So if you need to add a first-round receiver next year, you could, feasibly get a wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2, hopefully a wide receiver 2, depending where the Chargers are picking. I don't want them to be picking high enough, but who knows? Justin Jefferson went 22, so you never know. So I think they address offense. Brandon Staley said earlier this offseason that they're viewing their pass catchers, weapons, offensive weapons, not necessarily receivers, running backs, and tight ends. And if they're just looking at the best passing weapons, then it might be Michael Mayer, Dalton Kincaid over Zay Flowers or whoever else they might be considering, or Jordan Addison at that selection. So I think it's going to be tight end, whether it's at 21 or 31 or 28 or 29, who knows? But that's kind of where I'm planting my flag. That being said, this is the most unsure I felt about the Chargers since covering the team. Full-time on Boltbeat 2020. We knew they were going quarterback. We knew in 2021 they were going offensive line. We knew in 2022 they were probably going offensive line as well. This is the most unsure I feel. But I need my final prediction before the draft starts, and that is that the Chargers will take a tight end in round 1, maybe an edge rusher round 2, receiver round 3, and then we go from there. We add some secondary depth. We add some offensive line depth. I think those are the first 3 positions that are taken. I think tight end's the first one off the board. Let me know what you think. Leave a 5-star review on the Charger Chat podcast. Tell me what you think Chargers are going to draft in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft. Just got to make sure it's a 5-star. And who knows? The draft might be exciting. Maybe they'll move back 10 times and they'll have 15 selections. It's an exciting time of the year. Thursday night, first round's fun. My favorite night is the second and third round, night 2 on Friday. And then we obviously have the late rounds on Saturday. So tune in, read our articles over at boltbeat.com. We'll have all your analysis and coverage on the selections pretty quickly and thoroughly as well. Don't get it twisted. And it'll be fun. It's a fun time of the year. And then after this, it's the schedule release. And then we enter the dark days of the NFL calendar. But we're not there yet. So we're having fun with the draft. Until next time, when we could talk about these rookies officially, next time I'm on the Charger Chat podcast, let's get back to the Charger Chat guys.
Well, there you go. Jason Reed posing some interesting ideas about trading back and AFC West opponent be damned. Yeah.
Let me say, instant reaction. I don't want to
knee-jerk reaction.
knee-jerk reaction. F the Chiefs, Raiders, and Broncos.
Yeah.
If they want our pick, they can just sit there and wait because they can't have it.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that they really want, the greatest gift for me on draft day is that we take the guy that they all want.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure. Even if we don't need him, let's just take that one.
An interesting take on the NFL draft. Like, say Kevin says he likes Michael Mayer. Maybe you don't agree. Reed agrees.
Yeah.
Now think about
that going for you.
If he goes to the Raiders, the Chiefs, or the Broncos, would you be upset?
Yeah,
that's a
I've
good
been
way.
Following him for a while,
but that's a good way to decide if you like the player or not, right?
Yeah.
Like if Zay Flowers goes to the Chiefs, not good.
No, that ain't
not
good
at all. That is not good.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like maybe I really want Zay Flowers because I really don't want the Chiefs to have him.
Right. Well, and you got to think of like what other team needs are. Like the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know how long Kelsey has on his contract or career, but no way they're going to be taking a tight end.
He's the Gronkowski of the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah, they might take a 3rd or 4th round tight end, but
no,
not a first
tight
one.
end's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's
but the
an
Raiders now
concept.
They got rid of Darren Waller. Like they may be looking for that tight end 1.
Right. Yeah, they might. Well, knowing the Raiders, they'll probably draft like a day 3 tight end in round 1 or something like that. Classic Raiders. But yeah, and then looking back at last year's draft, the 2022 draft class, I mean, it's interesting to recall that last year we didn't draft one wide receiver at all. If we go 2 years, I mean, there's no way we're going to go 2 years without drafting a wide receiver. There's got to be a wide receiver somewhere in this draft, whether hopefully in the first or second, like you guys predicted. But I can't imagine it going any lower than that.
Just looking back at the last draft, there's we need rounds 3 and 4 to hit this year. Like last year, we drafted JT Woods, who didn't play, and Isaiah Spiller, who didn't play. Those were our 3rd and 4th round picks. So you got to remember that when we're thinking about who's going to be stepping up this year. Clearly, Isaiah Spiller needs to step up. He needs to be a factor this upcoming year, because you don't get drafted in the 4th round and don't see the field the second year.
But we also drafted those guys knowing who they were as developmental pieces, which I hate in the 3rd round. Don't draft a developmental guy. Yeah. But maybe it pays off now. Like they looked at what our contracts look like, knowing that Nas was coming into free agency, and this guy could have a year under his belt to develop, get a little stronger and a little bigger, work on his tackling, and now he could take off. So I think that's the one guy, JT Woods, looking at last year's draft class, that if he can step up and be the guy that they thought he would be, man, that's your big.
Branch. That's your branch pick in the first round. That's what you need.
Exactly. You don't need that, because if hopefully he steps up in year 2 and he's still got 2 more years on his rookie contract, that you can enjoy that 3rd round salary. So I think it's big.
If you're drafting, branch, that's saying a lot about your pick in the 3rd round of last year's draft, that he's a backup.
He's not the guy.
He's not a starter. He's not the guy. So I think that looking at what we did last year, clearly tight end and wide receiver is something on here. I think these are the 2
and edge. We didn't take an edge last year either.
No. So, we took a fullback, we took
a gajillion defensive backs. We took
just Taylor, Dean Leonard, So I just looking at what we did last year, there's clearly things we didn't pick up. And I think the tight end and wide receiver position are going to go 1-2. I don't know what order.
How about that Jamari Sallier in the 6th round? That just looks so much sweeter.
If we could have a couple of those this year,
ridiculous.
Let's go. Like we need that. Like that gives me hope that there are, scouts and what our coaches are looking at are paying off.
Yeah.
Because we need more of that. And we need everyone in front of Jamari to contribute. Not just our first, 5th, and 6th rounders. We need everyone to contribute.
Yeah. Now, Tito Abonia was shaping up pretty well. Yeah. He was playing solid on that line. It was unfortunate that he got hurt. Yeah. So hopefully he bounces back from his injury.
Just Taylor was great on special teams. Remember, he had that one block, pushed the guy into him.
Pick.
He pushed the blocker into him. That's how we won that Denver game. That's
and Xander Horvath looks scary, gigantic in the offseason right now.
Dude, they might get him set up for tight end.
Guy likes to lift.
He might be setting up for tight end, dude. I want to see more of him, because he's caught 2 touchdowns in those first 2 games.
Right. And then
he was our leading scorer.
A peep from him the rest of the
year. They shut him down. I was like, what the hell's going on? So we still got some great guys on this roster. Let's see how they develop it and who we pick. It'll say a lot about the last 2 years of drafts based on who we pick this year.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jason Reed, thank you. We kind of went off on a tangent there, but thank you for an awesome Bolt beat, buddy. Really appreciate it. Love the thoughts, and can't wait to see what we do this Thursday. But that means, folks, it's time for the next segment. It's time for Ask Boltfam pre-draft.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
That's right, folks. Time for Ask Boltfam, and we started off with Guidebook Beats, who asks the question. The Chargers going to sign JJ. Now, I'm not sure what JJ.
Justin Jackson?
JJ Watt? I mean, JJ Watt retired.
He's retired, yeah.
So I don't know. We're going to sign him.
I think
Justin Jackson?
I think they're saying Justin Jackson. I think that's what he said. I don't know what JJ means.
I don't know. I mean, granted, well, if it is Justin Jackson, last year we signed Sonny Michel briefly and then we let him go.
That was weird looking back.
Which was, it was a little strange.
Spiller wasn't ready, clearly.
I guess so, yes. He was just not that ready. Or was 21. He injured for a little bit?
He got hurt in the preseason, but then he was back. He was just a healthy scratch like the last 2/3 of the season. He was a healthy scratch a lot.
So, yeah, I'm not sure if you mean...
It's got to mean Justin Jackson, because he's a free agent now. He went to Detroit and played a little bit. And now he's a free agent with the running back need. I would assume that's Justin Jackson, and I don't think that they're going to go back and sign him. They already let him go. He signed a cheap little 1-year deal with Detroit.
They don't do that. When they let a player go, it's usually Dunskies. Like
Dude,
they don't usually
the
bring
only
them
guy
back.
is Melvin Ingram. If we could bring back Melvin Ingram
Just
on
for
a
1 year
deal,
go off into the sunset,
win a Super Bowl. What
Yeah.
a pretty thing that would be.
I wouldn't
would
be
be
mad at
pretty
that if you
amazing.
could get him for
That'd be so
veteran
cool.
minimum.
Just a leader in the locker room too. That'd be great.
Mhm. All right. Well, there you go, Guidebook Beats. I'm not sure if you were talking about Justin Jackson, but thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Ed Boyum, who asked the question. Who are some names to look out for GM if this is Telesco's last ride? Also, who makes new GM hiring decisions? Is it Dean, John, or someone else? All right, well.
You're really optimistic about this draft, aren't you, Ed Boy?
Yeah, boy.
GM free agency.
Well, I mean, yes, who knew there was a general manager free agency? What are
Here's
some
my
names that
thing.
we could look out for?
If they're a free agent, they sucked at their job. So I don't want them.
Yeah,
You know, like I feel like there's not really much turnover in the GM world. It's like if you were a GM and you failed,
you're not
don't
getting
be a
another
GM
job again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hire a guy that's up and coming, like Tommy T. He was one of the guys under whoever it was with the Colts, right? Like
Right.
you have to get your opportunity. So who that is? Sorry, my guy. I don't have my finger on that pulse at all.
And they usually, like the last time when they were doing this with Tommy T, they hired a consultant. I think it was like, I can't remember his name, but he was like a former, like the Packers, like charge of something. I can't remember. But you hire these guys that know the inner workings of all the teams and like who the people that work under the GM and like the guy that's in charge of the scouts. Like maybe there's some guy in there that really is set up for success, but that I think that's what it is. And then the Spanos obviously make the decision, but I'm not giving up on Tom Telesco yet. Let's see what happens this year. It's not last ride.
Also,
time.
Coach GM, just hand the reins over.
Okay.
Yeah. What team does that? Isn't there a couple of coach GMs out there?
Patriots.
Oh, is it the Patriots?
Yeah. And then they gave it 1 year. Who did they give it to? It was the Eagles. He was the Oregon offensive. He was the Oregon head coach.
Oh, Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. They gave Chip Kelly all the reins, and he
right.
exploded.
What
is it? Sammy Sosa.
Samson. I was way off.
All right.
Yeah. So that's
Skippy.
the extent of that. Hey, good question. I'm not ready to get there
great
yet.
question.
Gotta keep that energy.
Bad answer.
We know nothing about that, but we appreciate you asking.
And let's pull
Ed
for
Boyum.
another year because we do something awesome this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do something awesome.
Let's get behind the tee.
Come on, let's win a Super Bowl, and then we just got our GM of the future.
Come on.
Come on.
Ed Boyum, thank you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Dennis Andrew, who asked the question. Hey, guys. Hope all is well. If you had to choose 10 players from our team to be contestants in Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, who would they be? They would be split into 2 teams, so 5 players for the blue and red teams, and decide which team would perform the best. Also, who do you guys think would most likely have an argument with Gordon? I can totally see Joey and Gordon going for each other's throats the whole time. Oh, one last thing. What color is a mirror? Anyways, would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Bolt up in the words of Nacho Libre, I want to win.
Achoo!
All right.
Greatest movie of all time.
Well, this could be the greatest question of all time. Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. We're sending Chargers to compete against each other.
I think you do beef versus beef, offensive line versus defensive line.
Okay.
Go
It's not a
beef on
bad
beef.
call.
Let's get the starting 5 for the Chargers offensive line.
Okay.
Lead is Lindsley.
Sure.
Captain.
Team captain. And then D line, you can really go whatever you want. I think Joey's in there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You got Sebastian Joseph Day.
Yeah.
Morgan Fox.
Yeah.
Khalil
Khalil
Mack.
Mack.
One more, and
Austin Johnson.
Tito's alternate. I think those are good head-to-head foodies.
Okay.
Teams. Yeah.
So who do you think would win?
Ween? Offensive lineman.
Yeah.
They eat
Yeah,
all
they're
their
a little
foods.
Yeah, it feels like offensive linemen are more like meticulous and like we follow the recipe.
This
you know,
gotta have the step. And
okay.
yeah, like I have a playbook and I follow the recipe type of thing.
That could be
Yeah.
important.
I think the defensive lineman will have better knife skills. Like,
Swim.
double swipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll be able to really
Sure.
get that shit
True.
clean and
Good
cut.
call.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good thought.
that's how I feel about that.
Who's most likely to get in a fight?
With Gordon Ramsay.
Joey will probably throw his fucking helmet at him or something.
I know.
hat, his
Joey definitely
apron.
feels a little bit like a loose cannon right
Wild
now.
card, yeah. This is the last thing I remember about Joey is him really blowing it for us at the end of that game.
Yeah.
Well, no, and screaming at fans at his brother's playoff game.
Right. Yeah.
That was funny, actually. I like
He's
that
a little
one.
bit of a loose cannon right
I
now.
like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I could see him arguing. And then what color is the mirror?
Silver?
Silver. I'll go silver.
Wow, we agreed.
I go
Hey.
Adam?
That's the easy
I
answer.
can't think of
Don't do this.
I
Don't
can't
do
think of
this,
anything
Adam.
better than silver. No, I can't. Chrome? I mean, I don't know. Like, would you consider chrome a color?
Chrome.
More of
Clear?
a finish. Clear? Is that a color?
Or is it just dependent on what it's reflecting determines its color?
I think that was the reason for the question to be like, to make you really think like, oh my God, does color go in mirrors? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Brain hurts with that.
we'll go silver, Dennis
Silver.
Andrew.
Silver.
Yes. Final answer, silver. Thank you
I
for
wanna
asking the
win.
question. We want to win too.
I want to win.
Let's go on now to Boltville 714.
Oh, shit.
Who asked the question. Hey, what's up, Vatos? I heard you guys are going to be kicking it with the homie Bolt Up 559, a.k.a. Patrick, a.k.a. Patty with the fatty from DHBC Central Valley out there in KC. Whatever you guys do, do not, I repeat, do not let this fool out of your sight, I say. The homie has a way to find his way onto the stage to perform his signature thunder strut and twerk what his mama gave him. The bigger the stage, harder the shakes, okay? Also, the homie likes to drink but can forget to hydrate. Can you please remind that Vato to drink some water and take care of him for us? Okay, love you, bye.
See,
We'll take care
sucks.
of Pat. Yeah.
It really sucks. Water sucks.
Yeah, well, yes,
yeah.
we will. I might need him to look after us, actually. But
Well, there's three of us to keep our eyes on him.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't get out of our sight.
Yeah.
We each just need to keep one eye on him.
Yeah.
The other eye can
Three
be looking
eyes.
somewhere
Tag
else.
team.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he
yeah.
thunder struts. That'd be dope.
Oh, that would be
Dude,
awesome.
if
He has so much
twerks on
energy.
stage, that would be awesome.
So much energy.
I hope.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably pick him to make a call. One of the players in that.
I
third
hope
day.
so.
That'd be.
I hope
That'd be a
so.
smart move by the NFL to do that for sure.
Yeah. The NFL.
Thunderstruck.
The NFL. All right. Well, yes, we'll do whatever we can to take care of Pat, but thank you for asking the question, Boltville 714. Let's move it on now to Sherd, who asked the question.
What night one pick/picks would give the Chargers an A+ grade for the night?
If they go 2020, they go Zay Flowers and get Michael Mayer, trade up and go get both those guys in the first round. That would be A+ night for me, and I'm good not having anything on day two if it comes to that. Like that'd be A+.
Give up second and third.
If you got Zay Flowers and Michael Mayer, I'd be pretty A+y.
I mean, that is an interesting thought. A lot of people are talking about either trading back or working with what we got. Not a lot of people are talking about trading up.
If you got the
to get
guy,
a couple of studs.
if you got the guy, if somebody say you go Zay Flowers or whatever, you go Zay Flowers on our pick, and then at 28, 27, Michael Mayer is still there. You get the fuck up there and go get him.
You get up.
I don't like. Let's get if he's the right guy. If he's the right guy for you, go get him.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with what Jason said about trading back. If your guy's there and you can get the trade in and it will set us up for success, go do it.
Yeah.
We see when our third round picks do lately, and I don't need it. I'm good. We don't need it. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a roster spot for now.
It's just a developmental thing. You know what I mean? Let's get some starters.
For sure. All right. Well, there you go, Shirt. Thank you for asking the question.
Am I the
Let's
only
move it
one?
on now.
Am I the only A+er? All right. You guys gave me the
I can't think of anything better than that. Getting both Zay Flowers and Michael Mayer. I mean, like, what else could you ask for?
I feel like my A+ is going to be dependent. There's so much in
grading
the air
on a
right
curve.
Now. It just feels like you got to see what happens before you can give an A+. Who's there that you didn't pick can depend on if it was an A+ or an A or a B. You know, like, those are both great guys, but that guy slid all the way back. It's like I pick Zay Flowers, but if Brian Branch falls all the way back and they pick Zay Flowers instead, then he goes from an A+ to a B type of thing.
Well, and there's other people that like want Bijan Robinson more than anything in the world, and they're like, if he falls to 21, awesome. Oh, trade up, go get Zay Flowers. None of
the mocks that I've done have ever had Bijan falling to us at 21.
I don't. Like there's so much hype around him right now. It just doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel like
I don't think he's going to be there. Yeah,
I don't want to, harsh on anyone's buzz, for that, but I don't.
If he's there and we draft him, what's the grade?
I give it a B+.
Yeah,
at 21, I think it'd be cool to have. It's just for me. I mean, I'm looking at
if we could trade back and still get him.
I don't think that's gonna even happen. I give that the further you go back in 21, you still get him.
Pick up a third. You go back a couple picks, pick up a third, and still get him.
That's A+ for sure.
Okay,
100%
good to know
for
where
sure.
we're at.
Yeah.
Right. All right. There you go, Shirt. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Hangry Seth, who asked the question.
Dadgummit, I did it. I asked a question every week up to the draft. Shoot, I don't even know what to ask. So here's my prediction for Thursday, and let me know what you think. First round, no freaking idea. I'm going with the best graded on the board. Second, who cares? Bolt up. Hey, love you, bye.
I'm proud of him.
Henry Steph has been listening to too much Charger Chat.
I love him. Fuck it, whatever. Let's ride.
Whatever, whoever they are, they're a Charger now. So bolt up.
Let's go.
That's right.
I'm proud of him. He committed to this. What was it? 8 weeks ago? 7 weeks ago?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to do it every day leading up to the draft, and he did it. And guess what?
Way to see it
Streaks
through.
are meant to continue.
And he had no idea who to pick after asking questions all those weeks.
Hangry.
Well, we didn't help him because we didn't really talk about it. So
we failed you, Hangry Seth. Yeah. Don't give up. Let's keep this going.
This is what
dude.
our listeners feel about the draft. I don't know. And who knows?
And yeah, who knows?
What you gonna do?
Who cares?
Well, it's pick 21. I mean, like, can you successfully predict the first 20 people that are going to go in this draft? No way. No way. I mean, maybe one person. There's probably going to be one person who's going to get all of those right, and God bless them. I don't know.
Let's do it. Let's fill out a full 31 pick.
Let's do a bracket.
Prediction. Well, come on, and then whoever gets the least right has to buy drinks the rest of the night. Deal?
No, that sounds fun. Let's go.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
Deal.
All
right, just me and Kevin will do it. Adam never said deal.
Adam doesn't want to do that at all.
I'll fill one out. Otherwise, I can't partake in the drink. So
okay.
All right, Hangry Seth, thank you for asking the question, and let's move it on now to Mr. Pekar, who asked the question.
Oh boy, the draft is near, and it seems like all mock drafts do not agree on who our Chargers will pick at 21. Oh boy. Without many dire needs that a round one pick will fill, is there a position or are there any positions that you do not want to see the Chargers draft at 21? Oh, till next time, I'm out of here like a BM after eating Taco Bell. Stay spicy, my friends. FDR, Charger Chat, Patreon, ride or die. Kate, love you, bye. Ho ho.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Spicy.
Taco Bell.
All right. Great question. Who do you not agree will be our Chargers pick at 21?
All right. So here's what about,
and not make the obvious ones like quarterback. Don't say that. Kicker. Don't say that.
Right. What do you think about this? Okay. I'll go through on the Chargers.com, their website of their mock draft tracker 8.0. So the most recent mock draft tracker.
Oh yeah. Gets everybody from around.
The name. Yeah. It pulls in all the pros, like all of the analysts, who they think we're going to draft. Okay. You guys tell me if you would be excited about the pick or not.
Okay.
Or if you think it's a fit. All right. Okay. Mel Kiper has Jordan Addison from USC.
I'd be a little disappointed with that.
I would be.
He's not be a little bummed.
He's not near the top of my wide receivers.
I'll be hyped if we get him, but I would be.
If he's a Charger, let's go.
Yeah.
As of right now, I don't know if I'd be super.
It's not that I don't want him. I'm not that interested in him.
Yeah. Right. I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam Monson has Quentin Johnston, the TCU wide receiver, who is a freak and a big boy.
I'd be good with that. He has no business falling to us. If that happens, that's awesome.
he feels like Mike Williams. I don't know if the fit is there. It's almost like having two Mike Williams on the field, which I've never seen before.
50-50.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pans out.
Never seen that.
I think it goes 90-10 if you have two guys like that.
You just put them right next to each other and just jump ball it.
There you go.
What do you do?
You run the same route. They're just right next to each other. Good luck.
Yeah. All right. Ryan Wilson has Bijan Robinson running back out of Texas.
I just don't think this is going to happen. It just doesn't like he's exciting and he's awesome. And he recently said one of his favorite running backs are Barry Sanders and LaDainian Tomlinson.
I know.
So I just immediately was like, boop, 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 boop. I powered up a little bit more for him when he said that. I just don't think he's going to get there. I don't think he's going to get to us. I don't. And if he does, I'm going to panic.
Which is odd.
If he gets to us at 21, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to panic a little bit because I'm going to be like, fuck, that'd be cool. Fuck, we need other stuff.
Is it too much? Yeah, I agree.
Too
That's
much
the thing.
too
It's
soon.
like even at 21, us as a fan base is like, is that too early to draft him? And we're talking about him not even getting to us. What the other fan bases are thinking, like, shoot, are we going to draft him?
Think
at
about
15?
ESPN if we drafted Bijan Robinson. Everyone would be like, they're going to have the best fucking offense of any team this year. Like that's the kind of the storylines that. Think about what the general people that don't really know our team are going to look at and be like, oh wow, they have the best of the best in that position. Accidentally, it fell to him.
I mean, he is the top running back of the draft. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Now we're talking like, I don't think he's going to get there, right? Like that's the feeling.
Yeah.
If he does get there, now it feels like you got to steal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So
having a top player at any position fall to 21.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
So, and the thought is like, you don't pay running backs their third contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just, you're going to pay him a little bit more being that he's a first round pick, but you get him in the prime, right?
Fifth year option
he's at
too.
his best. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So next option there's other guys that have those same picks, but the next one is tight end Dalton Kincaid out of Utah.
Everyone loves him. He's an amazing pass catcher. He really is. He's just not the all around tight end we need. I'm not that excited about him. I'm really not. Like, I don't know. He's flashy and he's exciting. He had some huge plays, but he's just, we need an all around guy.
We need a Hunter Henry.
Yeah, we need. It's Michael Mayer, dude. It's just the best tight end for us right now.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next guy is Jackson Smith Njigba, who is projected as the number 1 overall wide receiver in the draft.
Right. I mean, again, talking about getting a number 1 at a position like that, going all the way to 21.
That's best available, dude. You do it.
You got to do it. It would be weird though if you saw like other wide receivers going before him, because if he was the number 1 overall and nobody's picking him up, it makes you go, wait a minute, why ain't anybody else picking him up? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then the final one, I have not heard this guy going to us at 21 before. Ian Cummings from Pro Football Network has edge rusher Will McDonald IV out of Iowa State. Here's what he says. On my personal board, this is a little too early for Will McDonald, but it's justifiable given the way the Chargers will use him. McDonald is tailor-made to be a 3-4 outside linebacker with his searing explosiveness off the line. He also has elite proportional length and high-level bend capacity. His blend of tools can be overwhelming for opposing tackles.
We need to win now. I'm not looking for a backup. You'd be drafting a backup essentially,
right?
He probably wouldn't be on the field for 50% of the snaps, if less.
Right.
You want it for me. My first rounder needs to be out there on the field the whole fucking time. I know you're planning for the future, but I just don't. That doesn't seem.
It's like a Zion Johnson last year. You draft a guard pretty early, but he's a stud.
He's your starter.
Plug and play.
He's in. Let's go. So, yeah, I'm not thrilled with that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go, Mr. Pekar. We threw out some names. There's some highs and lows there, but let us know down in the comments who don't you want us to pick in the upcoming draft. We gave you ours.
Would it be funny if we're at the draft and we're like in the circle and we draft them and we take a picture with the guy we did not want? Jordan Addison, this is awesome.
Look at this guy. Look at this stud.
Love you.
Don't watch our last episode.
Super Bowl or bust.
They're going to take it off the internet.
Yeah, just delete this.
This is a real bold of us right now.
Bold move, Cotton.
That was a bold move.
That's
Maybe
right.
cut that out of the show.
All right. Thank you for asking the question, Mr. Pekar. Let's move it on now to Daryl Sandlin, who asked the question. Hey, guys. The draft is here, and the witch is dead. The witch being the way. Hoo-ha! Now, we've talked about the possibility of us trading down. But looking at who's behind us at 21, who do you think we could trade with, and what would you want in return? Also, is it just me, or do you guys have the funny feeling on Eckler trade may happen during the draft? I'm hearing rumblings that a swap with Philly may be in play, but then again, every team and rumor is full of poop during this time. Hoo-ha! Thanks, guys. Let's get to Thursday night, and can't wait for the reaction episode. Can't love you, bye.
The Chiefs.
Okay.
I don't want to fucking give the Chiefs anything of mine. I don't. Like, they can't. They've already taken so much from me. You can't have anything else.
What if? But you're talking about we don't want to give the Chiefs anything. But what if that means that the Chiefs have to give us more?
Well,
you're taking more away from the Chiefs by giving them.
That's as a.
Do you see
you know
what I'm
what?
saying?
How dare you being so glasses half full with that shit?
Yeah.
No, they can't have my first round pick. No,
Just
I don't.
blew your mind.
I don't want to. I don't even like the idea that Tom Telesco could have their phone number or talk to them on a regular basis. Like, that bothers me. Fuck that.
If giving them our apple means we get 2 apples,
Well, 2 of the apples are a little
took 2 of their
smaller.
apples.
But 2 smaller apples don't always necessarily make a big Fuji or a big Honey Crisp. You know what I'm saying? Do you want one giant Honey Crisp or 2 little galas? Fuck that. Keep the Honey Crisp. Apple analogies.
Apple analogies. Boom.
You're welcome.
I'll trade you my Honey Crisp for a Galaxy and a Grapple. Okay.
Yeah. So no,
all
I
right.
don't want to trade with them. But that's who I don't. There's some other teams here that absolutely you could trade with. You know, somebody that doesn't bother me would be the Giants. Sure, Dallas, any NFC team. I just don't want to make any. We already have all these. We just got fucking Aaron Rodgers is now in the AFC.
He's now
like
in the AFC.
we don't
play him
need
this year now.
anyone good in the AFC. We don't need any more. Just leave us alone. Give us a chance. Like right when we're at our peak, when we're getting ready to do what we need to do in the AFC, everyone's like, all right, let's go fuck this up for the Chargers. Let's get everyone in here. Come on now.
Let's go
party.
start some shit.
Aaron Rodgers.
I haven't heard about this this trading Eckler to Philly or something like that.
If they want to trade, like, I don't know, dude. I've gotten kind of weird.
That day is done. Eckler's not being traded.
I think he could. I think he could. I think something could happen last minute. I really do.
I don't know, dude. No one's gonna give up what. No one's gonna pay him what he wants. That's the biggest issue.
Right. If somebody were, they would have done it by now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Chargers have control of his contract. They can trade him without his approval. They can move. They could move on.
No one wants him. They have to want to give up draft picks and pay him what he wants.
I just don't. I'm not gonna cancel it out. I still think there is a world where something could happen on draft day, and that comes up on the TV, and you're like, "Oh, Kevin, what just happened?"
It could happen. I mean,
we look at each other like this.
I didn't see Khalil Mack coming to the Chargers last offseason.
No,
it could happen. I just don't think it will.
Yeah. All right. I think we covered it all. Daryl Sandlin, 21. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Mish Kyle, who asked the question.
Cool name.
My birthday is Thursday, round 1. Is it my fault if we trade back to round 2 and don't have a pick on Thursday? If we do have a pick on Thursday, no matter who it is, should I get that jersey? I only have one jersey, and it's an Old Rivers jersey. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to afford a lot of Charger swag because I spoil my family more than myself a lot. I mean, my 18-month-old son has more swag than me with 2 Charger onesies and a Herbert jersey. But I think it's time I try to spoil myself. So, without knowing who our first-round pick would be, would you commit to that jersey?
I could commit to that jersey.
I feel like Herbert. I just can't. It sounds like this is going to be a prized possession that you're not going to get a new one every year. get a Justin Herbert.
I was just about to say that. You're gonna have that
be here for the next 15 years.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to wear that a lot.
Yeah, get a Justin Herbert powder blue and just live in it.
Kyle, I'm so like I was just about to say that exact thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the jersey and get yourself a onesie as well. Don't let the baby have all the onesies. Get yourself a onesie.
Why are there not adult onesies? You know?
Good question.
You want to keep that shirt tucked in? I want to have some snaps down there.
Let's go. Pop, pop.
Some quick release.
Put me in, coach.
But I mean, on the other hand, I agree. I think if you're going to get a jersey and you don't have a Herbert jersey, start off with a Herbert jersey.
Yeah. Especially if you have the Phillip Rivers one, you get the.
Yep. It's a good financial future. Like you are set up for success for the next 10
more
15
of an investment.
Years.
Yeah.
It's investment in the future.
Given how, at least with the Duggin brothers, one of the first 2 picks is going to be probably an offensive player who's probably going to get some good playing time. I think that's a fun jersey to get.
No,
so
I'd be down.
And it's on your birthday. It's a fun little connection thing.
Look, treat yourself and get yourself.
Sounds
more than
like
one
you
jersey.
Deserve it.
Yeah, I think you
go do you. We're proud of you.
Do you for a day.
Putting the fam
Maybe
first.
a jersey, like a shirt jersey of the draft pick. And a real jersey.
Or like one of those sick jersey tank tops. Like kind of give yourself some options. Maybe the money you would spend on it, blow it on like one big jersey. Get a couple
jersey,
like more custom rad things. You know what I mean?
Lower level jerseys. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. All right, Mish Kyle, there you go. Thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Lexi M.
Oh, hi, Lexi.
Who asked the question? It's been a rough few hours and I need some fun in my life. My question is, what is the one question you've always wanted to be asked but never have? You have to give the question, but answer it as well. Bonus question. What is your favorite non-princess Disney movie? Hoping for some positive stuff. Appreciate you guys. Okay, love you. Bye.
Well, sorry you're having a tough day there, Lexi.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lexi. Nobody wants to go through that, and we'll do whatever we can to try to make your day a little better.
God, the pressure's on. I hope I don't fuck this up for you,
These
Lexi.
are tough. Yeah.
Yeah, what a tough question. Like, what's the one question you always wanted to be asked but never have?
Huh.
Who's my favorite brother?
Ooh.
I'm your brother.
Oh, okay.
Trick question. He doesn't have a choice.
Kevin.
It's Kevin.
The one question you've always wanted to be asked, but you never have. Are you a better golfer than Kyle? And the answer to that is not yet.
Not yet. Good answer. Good answer.
I will be.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I've gone to the driving range 3 times this week already, and I brought my baby and put him in a stroller right next to the driving range.
I'm in your head.
I'm
just like this Mount Everest that you will never conquer.
Every time I drive that fucking ball way far down the range,
and then every time you shank it, you're like, "That's what's gonna happen when I
That's
play
what's gonna hold me back.
I'm gonna shank you.
Tighten it up.
Golf's a mental game, dude. Golf's a mental game. You just don't have it.
Fucking strong up there. What you got, Wooldog?
I'm trying to think. That's such a outside the box question of what kind of question would I want to be asked, but never have. It's like a riddle. I'm trying to is the answer a barrel? I don't know.
I'm looking for the answer.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Would I like to be the voice of the Chargers? And the answer is yes. I would love that.
Yeah, I've never been asked to work for the Chargers, and I would love to work for the Chargers. Great answer.
Yes.
I agreed. My same answer.
Change mine. Kevin, would you like $10 million? Yes.
No.
See, I would like $10 million.
You keep it. You filthy $10 million.
Yeah.
All right. And your favorite non-princess Disney movie?
Tough, man. So we're counting Pixar, obviously.
I think we gotta.
You gotta go Pixar.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
I know mine would be Up. I love Up. Up is one of my favorite movies.
Good.
I love Up.
I gotta go Toy Story just because it was part of my childhood, big time, and now my kids watch it nonstop. So I think even though the graphics and the style of it is a little older now, I gotta go Toy Story.
It holds up.
Hey, and Justin Herbert, like Toy Story. If you all remember that video, and
That's
him dressed up as like a little Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Amen.
One of my all-time faves is Cars. I love that movie. I just do. Yeah.
Lightning in there. I like it.
Yeah. As Bolt's involved. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, there you go, Lexi. Hope your day's getting better, and hope
hey,
those
it can't be
questions
as
helped
bad
you
as how bad I am at golf right now. So it really, let's work on this together, and we will both beat Kyle.
We'll get through this
together.
Probably
That's
not.
right.
Lexi, maybe. Kevin, not.
Let's move it on now to Ulysses Pineda,
Certified Fresh,
who asked the question.
Salutations from Redwood City and diehard Bolt Club Bay Area. Man, oh man, I am hyped. Jalen fucking Guyton is back. I am still self-soaked, wink wink, thinking about that deep ball TD he had versus the Giants 2 seasons ago. Anyway, you guys talked about this enough already on last week's episode, so here's more of a oh yeah daddy moment. Here's the real question. What is the best game you guys have attended in person? It can be a win or loss if you'd like. For example, my favorite game ever attended was at Green Bay back in 2015. Our Lord and Savior Felipe Rios had 500-plus yards. Keenan Allen was on pace to catch 20-plus balls before he got hurt. But the goal line stand by Green Bay happened right in front of me and softened my wiener. Second best game I attended was at Kansas City in 2018 on TNF.
Oh, shit.
When we went for 2-point conversion to win it in regulation. This time, all their wieners were softened. I must have gotten 1 hour of sleep that night and flew back to the Bay to find out upon landing that my boss gave me the day off. Such an uplifting moment as a Chargers fan, especially considering he is a Patriots fan. K, love you, bye. Jam a finger right up his butthole is what you do.
Oh, God, that's awesome. Dude, welcome. I'm good to have you, fellow DHBC member. I love it.
Love that. Yeah. All right. So, best game you have attended in person.
God, I'll go first. It's recent, and it was Staley's first year when we beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And I had my son and Josie with me.
That's awesome, yeah.
And just that, and then going down to the alley when the game was over and all the players were leaving, and I really got really creepy and fanboy-y and yelled all their names, and a lot of them waved at me, and it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
That's a hard. I don't know. Like, I have so many games popping into my mind right now. One was me, Kevin, Dad at Qualcomm watching the Chargers clinch a playoff spot with the last second
against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it was against the Chiefs. Chiefs shanked the field goal as time expired in regulation to give us a shot in overtime. And then I don't know, like anytime that I've taken my son and we've won, I remember going. Me, Hillary, and the boys went. And we watched the Steeler game. Remember when Justin got punched?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So we were there at that game, and it went super late. And it was like a back and forth, and the whole time Hillary was like, "No, we're gonna win. Don't worry about it. We're gonna win. We're gonna win." And so the whole time I had this like weird piece about like us being down, and
just so everyone knows, Hillary doesn't always call her shot, but when she does, I would say she has like a 98% success rate.
Yeah.
She's
sometimes
crazy.
I'll ask her and I'll be like, "Are we gonna win?" She's like, "I don't know yet. I haven't seen it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." But then there's times she's like, "Yeah, it's done. It's a done deal. Don't worry about it. Like, go enjoy the game." And we win for sure. It's a crazy.
She's so
thing.
wise.
Yeah,
it sounds insane, but I've seen it.
It's
Dry
true.
land is not a myth. I've seen it.
It happened when we beat the Steelers. I was stressed the whole. And then again this year against the Broncos, we beat them in overtime at home. It was me, Hillary. I don't know if the boys, and the boys. We were all, and my youngest son, who was only like 2 months old at the time. We were all there, and we won in overtime. And the whole time she's like, "Don't worry, babe, we're gonna win. It's gonna get done." Yeah. So I don't know. Anytime you just have memories with your family, like even if the game's not incredible, it's just being there with the fam is the best part. And this last year, going with you guys to week 1, beating the Raiders, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was a rad.
I mean, going to week 1 beating the Raiders and beating them pretty handedly, like that felt amazing. And hey, and then I would say probably going to Kansas City with you guys too. Like that was such a fun game.
We won that game.
We won that game.
Yeah. That was 2020. That was COVID year.
Yeah,
no one had ever been to a game.
That was huge because we finally got out of the house. That was the first time I had like really been anywhere.
Right.
Because they allowed the game and we were able to go. And like that's actually was very memorable. And we won.
That was huge.
That was a huge memory. So, all right. Well, there you go. Ulysses Pineda, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Danny Lags, who asked the question.
Hey, yo, young bucks. Bet. Welcome to the Furious Four. First match. In a huge area with a thunderstruck Raiders boat snapped in half in the middle of the ocean, with the sails and mainmast as the only things above water. Bring out the 20-foot-long, 5,000-pound great white shark versus a fully armed Valhalla-crazed Viking. Mortal Kombat rules. Best out of 3 rounds. Fully healthy each round. Who wins? P.S. What would be each of their fatalities?
It's finally happened. We're finally nearing the end of this bracket of crazy things fighting each other. And we started off with the Great White Shark versus the fully armed Valhalla. Now, he kind of finessed this one a little bit more by saying best out of 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And getting fully healthy after each round. So who's going to win? I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it.
I got 6 words.
5,000.
6 words for you. You ready? Smile, you son of a bitch. The Vikings winning this. He's hands down winning.
You didn't even give us a 3-2-1, Kevin.
I couldn't help
What are you
myself.
doing?
Viking.
I just think that's so stupid.
No.
Wait, Adam,
I
what
love
do
that
you
it's
think?
not just a disagreement. It's that you are the dumbest piece of shit.
Honestly, that's how I feel.
Dude, come on. You seen Jaws?
Do you think that these Vikings are like Thor or something?
Yes, pretty much. They're super strong.
They have an axe against, and the only thing visible above water is the main mast.
But he's got
and sail. So he's standing
Otherwise,
there
it's just water.
holding on to a mast, like on a pole with an axe.
I still
just
feel
like this.
confident. I do. I feel
Have you
confident.
seen Shark Week when the sharks and they jump out of the water to kill seals?
The Vikings
And then-
jump and they can dig into their back and take a ride while cutting them up
Bubba.
under the water. Don't bubba
Buddy.
me. Don't buddy me either.
Bubba.
Don't bubba or bubba.
Look, buddy.
Bubba, you get
Bubba
you get an
me.
axe. You get an axe into a 20-foot-long great white shark. Are they even gonna feel that?
You just got to hit them on the nose, man. They don't know
Oh
what to
my
do. That's
God.
how you get rid of a shark. You hit them on the nose. That's round 1.
Give him a
hit
little
him on the
flick.
nose.
You think he could take him 2 out of 3 rounds?
You just got to blind the fucker and he's fine.
I don't agree.
I got to go with Kyle on this one.
Yeah,
if
you're crazy.
the majority
If it was
of
on land
You
or
guys
something,
just don't like
then
Vikings.
I'm pretty
don't-
sure I agreed to get the Viking into this, so you piped
did.
down.
Barely.
Thank
did.
you. I think because the arena is mostly water.
Give me a different arena. Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about like the great white sharks in a pool and the rest is land, then yeah, I'm
Right.
probably going to give it to the Viking. But
Yeah, and he can like jump in, axe, and then swim out, and then jump in, axe. Give it like, or if he's in like a
or just
normal
hanging
boat.
around and just like over the edge, just swinging around wildly.
Yeah, if he's in like an actual full
Or break
boat.
the pool and let the shark drown or something like that.
Yeah, there's different options. You're in the middle of the ocean with a sail, like, and you're sinking, technically. So you're on a time crunch.
But
because
he's fully,
he said
fully armed Valhalla. So he's
well,
got
what else does he have besides an axe?
They're not like knights.
I'm sure they have
don't
a spear.
armor.
I'm sure they got all kinds of shit.
You don't even know. You're just like, well,
you're
I'm
just
sure he's got
guessing.
a scope and a rifle, and
Smile, you
he's
son of a
hanging off the
bitch.
mast.
He's Googling. His face just lit up. I can see his Safari window.
Now,
Google Chrome is going off right
I'll
now.
give you this, Kevin, because there's 3 rounds. I'll say the Viking maybe wins 1 round.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe he
like,
figures
clip
out a
some
strategy
eyes.
to win
Yeah.
run 1 round, but I think the shark is going to take
He
it.
has a sling.
Oh, yeah, that's
a rope
really
and
gonna help him.
sometimes a leather cup.
You're hoping for David versus Goliath here.
We need
In the water.
We need an oxygen tank, and we need to put it in the shark's mouth.
It sounds like the other guys with Will Ferrell, where he constructs a series of breathing devices so the tuna can kill the lion and then come back. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
They have chainmail.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Sharks
And
can only
so-
bite, right? That's how the sharks kill. He's got chainmail.
This is not just a
all.
shark. This is a 5,000-pound great white
And this
shark.
isn't just a man. This is a Viking.
This is a 5,000
Crazed
man.
Valhalla Viking. All right.
Give me
go
a
ahead.
5,000-pound man with like a 2,000-pound axe. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
All right. Moving on.
All right.
So
Well, what's
long,
the fatality,
Viking.
Kyle? What would we call it?
He's gonna bite his head off. I don't know. Blood loss.
Decapitation.
Decapitation. There you go. All right, Danny Lags, thank you for dividing this podcast yet again. Let's move it on now to Ather Kadir, who asked the question.
Wooldog, I have a question for the coach, baby. If our defense is healthy in top 6, can they win the Super Bowl, baby? I believe they do, but let's hear the coach. FTR Herbal MVP, bolts up 23. Love you, bye, baby.
All right, coach.
What you got?
What do you think?
Instantly, when you started reading this question, my mind went to the fact that the Chargers have had the number 1 ranked defense and offense in the same season and didn't win the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's a guarantee that if we have a top 6 defense, we win the Super Bowl.
Right.
There's just so much that goes into it.
Mhm.
So much has to be luck and crazy stuff happening. And yeah, I don't know. I obviously with the offense that we should have, if we can have a top 10 defense, top 6, I think we have a good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the offense can bounce back from last year, and obvious struggles, not like, boy, they just didn't do it right. Obviously, a lot of people got hurt last year, which includes Rashawn Slater, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and even Justin Herbert. And Isaiah Spiller, if you want to throw that into the mix as well. Like, all of these guys, and Trey Pipkins, like all of these guys getting hurt in some fashion. So if offense can stay healthy and execute to a tier that we're expecting from Kellen Moore, that's going to be a really dangerous offense, and I can't wait to see it.
And the first defense, first offense had the worst special teams. I don't think Ficken's going to have the worst special teams. So I think
Ficken bounce that special
minimum
teams back.
Minimum middle of the pack special teams.
Yeah,
and I think
minimum.
if you're middle of the pack there, and then you're a top 10 on both offense, defense, that's you could win the AFC West with that for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent point. All right. There you go, Ather Kadir. Thank you for asking the question. And we go out of Ask Boltfam with our old buddy Jeebs.
The D is silent.
And let's shout out to Rebolted 2006. You guys basically asked the same question, but I'm going to go with Jeebs on this one because I haven't heard his name in a while. So Jeebs,
he's been
here
silent.
you go. He's been a little silent. Ooh, yeah, sexy boys. Long time, yeah. Welcome to draft week. It's so exciting, yeah? I'm more excited than a puppy with 2 schnitzels. I'll keep this short because I have a special request, yeah? What would be the perfect first 3 rounds, Yeah, I mean so perfect that you would rip off your clothes and run butt-ass naked around the block, yeah? Then come home and book a flight to Las Vegas, yeah? And even take a run with Survive, or in Wooly's case, take a run with someone else's wife, yeah? Sexy bold party time, yeah? Okay, as for my special request, let's get Doggy Dog to do some song covers, yeah? Like, that's what I call Music Wooldog Edition, yeah? Okay. You've asked for it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Wooldoggy Dog and the Duggin Bros are at the door. Yeah, ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Give me the microphone first so I can burst like a bubble. Yeah, the Duggin Brothers and Wooldog together now. You know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a boat thing, baby.
3 bolted up G's so we go crazy. Yeah. Fan-sided is a label that pays me. Unfadable, so please don't try to fade this. Yeah. It's like this and like that and like this and yeah. It's like this and that and like this and that. Yeah. It's like this and that. Yeah. So what do you think, sexy boys? Not bad, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the Raiders. K loves you. Bye.
Oh my God.
That was awesome. Ain't nothing but a
Welcome
boat
back,
thing,
Jeeves.
baby.
Yeah, welcome back,
Dude.
Jeeves. Man, been silent for too long.
Missed you.
Too
I know
long.
it's football's coming back when Jeeves reappears.
Yeah.
Good things are brewing.
If the Jeeves
Like a
sees
phoenix.
his shadow,
Yeah.
then you know you're in for a good draft.
Jeeves is our groundhog.
I love it.
All right. Well, we kind of at least went through a partial 3-round mock draft there.
But
so
this isn't like I wouldn't rip my clothes off for that.
For that.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like,
that's
cool.
just your prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like if we want to get crazy, I want
Let's-
yeah.
Bijan
You wanna get
Robinson,
nuts?
Michael
Come on.
Mayer, and Zay
get
Flowers
nuts.
in the same fucking draft somehow.
All in the first round.
Yeah, we give up Austin Eckler for one of the picks. We give up some other shit. Maybe some
other shit.
some money to some gift cards to the
we get him a
merch
gift
store.
card to Texas Roadhouse
Yeah.
and call it good.
Just some shit. Give me Zay Flowers, Bijan Robinson,
You get a
and Michael
bloomin'
Mayer.
onion.
Yeah,
You give me everything.
yeah. I would rip off every piece of clothes if we could get those 3 in the first round. It's
So
like-
wait, what was it again? Bijan, Zay, and Michael?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. That sounds
Were you not
hot.
listening? Yeah, that's it.
That's very hot sounding. Ooh,
Could you
baby.
think of another name in there, Kyle, that you would throw that would be perfect?
No. I got another.
You just gave Justin all the toys with that.
Yeah, that's really
That's
funny.
a lot of toys. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yep, that's our rip off our clothes type of night.
Oh yeah, it's getting real. We might never be invited back anywhere by the
We might
Oh,
lose our
no.
season tickets.
We're losing
Oh
our
yeah,
season
we're
tickets.
getting
Yeah,
perma
yeah.
banned.
Perma band, yeah, for sure. But it's okay. If that happens,
It's okay. Yeah.
Worth
you win
it.
some,
All
you
right.
lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jeeves, thank you for asking the question. And Rebolted 2006, thank you both for asking the question about our perfect first 3 picks. And thank you, everybody, for asking questions and Ask Boltfam. We greatly appreciate it. It makes these episodes so ding-dang fun.
Yeah.
And God, now we got the draft coming up. That's basically it for the episode. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
Can't believe I get to see you guys in like 72
I know.
hours. This
Bolt
is
up, boys.
Insane.
Yes.
This happens not enough in my opinion, so I'm so excited.
Well, when it does happen, it's normally during the football season. This is kind of the first time outside of the football season that we actually kind of get to
Do something.
Yeah.
do something.
I'm so excited. This is meant to be. It's gonna be a blast.
It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah.
We'll see you folks. We'll be dropping content during the draft. So
Mhm.
if you're following us on Twitter and Instagram, you're going to see some funny videos coming there. And if you want to see the really funny stuff, it's going to be over at patreon.com/chargerchat. But that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Kid loves you. Bye, baby.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
TikTok click clocks. When you're under time pressure and you don't know what to do, Hans TikTok click clocks, motherfucker, is the timepiece for you. When you're responsible for the happiness of thousands of strong fans and you're shitting your pants, Hans TikTok click clock, motherfucker, is the timepiece for you. Guten Tag.